Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Croydon Travel Information Evening. First time we've tried it on a webinar, and we hope that the recording that we do will also be sent out to people if you don't get full coverage tonight. We're very excited to be offering this free webinar and specifically focusing on the 5 Stands tour that will be operating in August 2026. We really hope that after you see the presentation today, you'll look forward to joining this tour with us in 2026. Now, just some very brief history about Croydon Travel for those who don't know much about us. Croydon Travel began in 1971. It was started by an icon in the travel industry in Phil Asker, and he opened an office here in Main Street, Croydon. We've always been a travel agency that have liked to offer unique tours to our clients and try things a little bit different. Phil started Captain's Choice Tours and the Antarctic sightseeing flights, amongst other many innovative ideas. And we've always been a well-respected and one of the largest and longest running family agencies. I took ownership of Croydon Travel in 2021 after beginning here as a junior work experience student in 1993. So I've been with the company over 30 years, and it's an honour to be the owner of such a great business. This year, we introduced a small group hosted tour program and an opportunity to show our clients some unique places around the world with the added security of having their own host. In March, we toured to Sri Lanka, and in May to Norfolk Island. Both tours were extremely successful, and the clients returned really experiencing our point of difference. In 2026, we celebrate 55 years, and we wanted to do something very, very different and offer some more unique tours. We've come up with the idea of the 5 Stands tour. And as a place many people have heard about, but they don't fully understand the beauty of the Central Asia Silk Road area. So I'd now like to hand over to our group's product manager, Vikki, who will show you through the tour plan, what they've just experienced. Vikki has over 20 years industry knowledge in tour planning and has put together an amazing itinerary. So over to you, Vikki. Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie. The 5 Stands, it's been on my bucket list personally for well over 10 years, and I'm so excited to be sharing this trip with you all today. Myself and tour manager Jo have just returned from the 5 Stands, and we will now walk through the itinerary. As we did just recently, we made some refinements. We met all of our local operators and guides, most of whom Jo knows personally, having met them previously on one or more of her 14 trips through the region. Actually, now is a good time to talk about the 5 Stands, which are Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan. As Jamie said, we've got a small group hosted journey departing 28 August next year. The benefit of travelling with Croydon Travel is you have an experienced host with you for the entire journey, which we believe is a massive enhancement, and it is small groups, so it's limited to 18 guests. We are going to talk about the 5 Stands. As you can see from the map, we start in Bishkek and we finish in Ashgabat, and there's quite a vast journey across 5 different countries by road, by rail, by air, and it's just really an exciting journey. So it's time to introduce Jo, the tour manager who will be travelling with those that join us. A familiar face with Croydon Travel. We've worked with Jo and alongside Jo for almost 2 decades. She's got a wealth of knowledge. It is one of her favourite regions in the world. She's travelled extensively, and as mentioned previously, her 14th trip, so it was great to have her travel with me just recently. We have just returned from 24 days travelling, walking through the exact itinerary that we will be putting to market, which is already in the market, and it is such a good experience. In fact, it's too good not to share. So I am now going to hand you over to Jo, who's going to start taking us through the 5 stands, starting at Bishkek.
Hi everyone, lovely for you to join us. I'm always excited about returning to the 5 stands. As Vikki said, I've been there many times and I want to go back there a lot more times. There's lots of countries that are my favourites, but these top 5 are just the best, and I hope you enjoy our little presentation today. I am going to be honest with you, I do have a couple of little notes because that just stops me from waffling on. But the reasons why I love going back to all of the stands is probably because of the magnificent changing landscapes, the hospitality of the people. It's a simple life that most of them lead. And it's just really, really a true exploration of different cultures, different people, different landscapes, different foods, and some different wines. And it's just a magnificent place to be. I would quote it as authenticity at its best. So it's just an authentic 5 countries to go and visit, and it's just magnificent. So I really do hope you enjoy the presentation and also come along with me in August next year. So first stop, Kyrgyzstan. It is a little bit of country, tall Alps, snow-peaked, a lot of them with snow on them, the Alps, and it is just a delight to go there. And one of the things I love about there is going into Bishkek, Alatu Square, changing of the guards, their precision, the goose step, the tall soldiers, lifting their legs right up high and doing this wonderful march, precision saluting to the changing of the guards. It's just fantastic, and most guests really do enjoy it. Walking through the Oak Park, you've got a mixture of sculptures and memorials. Throughout the stands, like we see a lot of memorials, but it is just a fabulous way of seeing how national the people are, how proud they are of their people, and how they commemorate people in their history. One of the things I love is the marketplaces. You will actually see lots of markets. We try and divide the markets up into different sections, so you're not always seeing the same thing. So we go into the Osh market in Bishkek. We try and look at the breads and the sweets, with sometimes a few herbs, but different to just herbs and spices that you might find in Istanbul. They use a lot of different medicinal plants that they find in the country, and they sell it at the markets. And Vikki was quite interested in those colourful little sweetie things. You're more than welcome to have a little try. And the vendors really don't mind. They love having a little chat to you and really explaining what it's all about.
And Jo, Jo, I must say, I did forget to mention, all of the photos we're using today in our presentation are taken from our iPhones. So they are real-time photos. So there's a range of different qualities of shots. So I do hope you appreciate them. Back to you, Jo.
Yeah, so there's a few shots of me that I'm not overly impressed with as well. Thank you, Vikki, but we'll work through that. Yeah, the photograph, if you're a photographer, it's your dream world coming through the stands. If you're a historian, again, beautiful. If you're an architect, amazing. So you'll just love, any types of buildings, the scenery. It's just magnificent for everyone. Brian Tower, you'll find in Kyrgyzstan that there's lots of legends. Brian the Tower really does have a little legend that when you come on tour with us, you'll find out. But what I love stopping here is when you look at the photos where we are, you've got this wonderful tower that you can actually climb up. It's a little bit dark, but you can get to the top of that tower. And if you have a look in the background, it's a warm day, but you've still got snow-capped peaks in the background, and it's just beautiful. Then we move on to Chonkaman Valley. We have a lovely stay there in a lodge, a guest house. They are always welcoming us. They're ready to cook some local cuisine. It's quite rugged there, and one of the things that I really like to try and do is to organise one of the traditional nomadic horse games. It sometimes works and sometimes it doesn't, because we call the people in from the fields, and when you get there, sometimes they're coming in from your left, from the right, just to have a game, just to entertain visitors to their region. So it is quite good fun. It's pretty much always been done, but obviously sometimes it's just not guaranteed. We have a lovely night stay there, and then we move on to a beautiful little village called Kochkor. That's where, in this photo, these beautiful ladies are just so welcoming, and they're part of a corporation that makes felt carpets. And as you can see there, it's the felt is made from sheep's wool. One of the jobs of a tour manager is that when there's participation needed in some of these presentations, if one wants to volunteer themselves, I and Vikki at this time actually got up and volunteered, but you can actually get involved yourself. The ladies love guest participation. As you can see in the bottom corner where I am, I was trying to make a little apple tree, but it kind of got transferred and transformed into something else by the ladies. It wasn't quite suitable. Vikki found that quite funny. But they are just beautiful. Then we move on towards Lake Issyk-Kul. This is one of my favourite canyons. If you have a look, we'll just let your imagination flow. Our guides normally tell us, an idea of what's there. They do try and tell me that it's possibly Snow White and her 7 little helpers, but we'll just let you try and have a look at that a bit closer. But the thing I love about canyon is, if you have a look at Vikki with her selfie stick, which she very rarely used, this is one of the few times that she got it out, that you've got the canyon on one side of you, and when you look over Vikki's shoulder, you can actually see Lake Issyk-Kul, and beyond that are the beautiful mountain regions, the snow-capped mountain regions behind the lake. And it just really is an enchanting place to stop. I'll let Vikki have a little talk about the yurt stay. I think she really enjoyed this, and I think it's better to hear from a first-timer. Vikki?
Thank you, Jo. Yurt stay, that was on my bucket list, as I think most people's bucket lists if you're going through the region. And what I loved about it, as you can see, it's in a very authentic area, and they're very traditional, they're very comfortable. Solos have their own yurt, otherwise it's twin or double share, even though they can cater to up to 4 per yurt. And the nice thing is, whilst they're very traditional and comfortable, they also have their own toilet and shower located just outside, which is nice. So you're getting a feel of old, but the comforts of new. And then we just dine in the dining yurt, which is separate. We have this amazing local talent come in, and you can just see the joy. They love it. And it was probably one of the highlights of my time in Kyrgyzstan, was the overnight at the yurt stay.
Yep, I think it's really great that Croydon has got the yurt stays for couples or for solo travellers, because as Vikki said, they generally house 4 people. So, it's really good that they've done that. Now, this is probably one of my favourites on this particular trip. I've done many demonstrations of eagle hunting over the course of my visits to Kyrgyzstan, but this Croydon have just found a brilliant place, the gorge that we go to, Baskun Gorge, beautiful backdrop. We have beautiful hunters that are called Berkuchis. Their connection with their birds, their eagles, is just amazing. You can see the love and the attention, even just in that photo. It's really interesting to see. We don't use any live game. It's all done as a practice run or a training run for the eagles for our demonstration. But it still shows you just how clever and how well trained these birds are to catch, whatever they're going after from the hunter. And a special treat for me were the hounds. We got a visit from their hunting dogs, who were absolutely delightful and friendly, willing to play, and they gave us a little demonstration as well. So it was just a really great opportunity, just one of the best experiences that I've had in regards to the eagle hunting. Baskun Gorge, we're just not far from there when we do the eagle hunting, and it's really funny. The stands, they love their monuments, and Yuri Gagarin was a Russian cosmonaut, and he decided to just stop and have a rest in near Baskun Gorge at a hotel, I suppose you could say. And they loved him that much, were so proud of him, that they decided to put this monument just by the river. And the picture really justice, but it's actually quite large. So they really do big monuments throughout our stands. Jetty or Gorge, as I said, we will get used to the legends of Kyrgyzstan. Again, the Seven Bulls has a lovely legend behind it. But if you're an active person and you want to go walking, this is the place to do so. Just behind this photo is taken, there's some lovely paths. We also take you up further into the gorge where you can see where those horses are, which again is a lovely stroll. And Vikki, tell us about the cafe there.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised they've got this lovely new cafe, which gorgeous views. So for those that don't feel like, doing a large walk or a short walk, can just sit in this cafe, and the views. I actually took this photo from the cafe. It's just stunning. You can sit down, have a cup of tea, and just take in the sights. So I actually found that a really, really pleasant surprise to find in such a rural, remote area.
Yep, it is, and it's something that as time goes by, these countries are getting used to tourists, particularly from Western countries, and it's something that please come along before it gets too busy with visitors. This is the time to visit. Karakol, it's well known as a ski resort, but it also has a lot of history, a lot of mixed cultures, Russians, Dugans, Cossacks. It has a Dugan mosque. We want the first mosque that we visit. It's truly ornate, it's beautiful, it's colourful. And we also have the Holy Trinity Orthodox Cathedral, which in one thing is amazing because it's built of wood, but it has no nails. And as we go along, we've got a couple of cathedrals that are built without nails. So it's just something interesting there. The local store, it's like a corporate store. It sells beautiful essential oils. That's in the village of Karakol. And also something that we found for the first time for me. I thought I'd visited many things on my previous visits, but we found the hot springs and you can see Vikki and I there enjoying the hot springs, and that's an optional extra that you can join me on and go up, and they are actually really terrific. It's fantastic. Caracol, we go for a drive from Kyrgyzstan into Kazakhstan. You'll get the feel of everyday local life during this drive, because you'll see, like we can see there, the sheep herded, the horses being herded, but you'll also see sheep, goats. You might be lucky enough to see a herd of camels. And of course, you'll see the school children going to school, and they're just absolutely delightful. When you see their little white pom-poms that they all seem to have on their head for the girls. So Kazakhstan, first stop is Central Asia's Grand Canyon. It is not quite as big as the Grand Canyon, but it's still pretty good. And you can go if you're feeling quite fit and the time allows. You can go for a walk down where you can see us walking down the pathway, and you can reach down to the river, the Charon River, and you know it's got to be a pacey walk with a bit of an incline, but you will get time to do that and see that wonderful canyon. There's a cafe, the building just at the top, which is a delight, with some food available, and also a cool place to sit and rest. But if you're not feeling up for the walk down the canyon, but you still want to see it, there's still walks that go along the top of the canyon, and it's a lot easier. You can go as far as what you want until it obviously drops off. And make your way back, so you don't actually have to do the strenuous walk. You can just do an easier walk, or just sit and relax in the cafe. Some say Almaty and some say Almaty. It is a very cosmopolitan city. It has a mix, again, of the beautiful Alps behind, snow-capped Alps. We have cable cars, not my favourite mode of transport, but I get there, and we went up a cable car during the evening, had dinner up in Optobi Park, and that was the view in the evening that we saw, and it's just absolutely delightful. The park that I'm talking about up there, it's just like a theme park, a fun park, but it's just a great place to just sit and walk, sit or walk and meet locals. There's the Medeo that we can go up another cable car up high up into the mountains, which is amazing. We can do, or we will do, a city tour. Again, a cathedral made of wood. This cathedral actually withstood an earthquake. And again, not it was made without nails, so it does go to show how well buildings are built back then compared to perhaps now. In Almaty, you can have an experience of a hammam, which Vikki and I did do, and we thoroughly recommend it. Great prices, that is an optional extra, but we can always organise that for you. Yeah, so goodness, we're not walking through this, Vikki. We're running through it. Tajikistan. Here we are. You've got me really on the move.
I do. Sorry, I just do. There is literally so much to say about the 5 stands, and Jo is so passionate, but we are on a bit of a time schedule. So if I do flick ahead, I do apologise, Jo. I know there's plenty more marvellous things to say, but we still are only day 7.
Okay, let's sit up. Here we go. Let's move ahead. Where's my next screen? I've forgotten. Tajikistan. So we grab a quick flight into Dushanbe. And there, one of the things that I remember of Dushanbe or the visit is that they have this huge Buddha that they've placed on the 2nd story of a museum, which they had to take the roof off. So that's pretty cool. And Dushanbe also offers elegance of Soviet buildings with modern buildings. Navru's Palace, the top one there, is just incredible. Lots of parks to go and visit and marketplaces. And we then also go back in history to Hisar Fortress. This is an amazing place, high up on a hilltop with unbelievable views of the valley, a strategic position. And it is just a great place to visit, getting out of the city as well. Dushanbe is magnificent at night. The lights, the whole city is just lit up, and it's just absolutely delightful. So it is just a great place to do that, to visit. We then move towards Kyrgyzstan, and to get to Kyrgyzstan, we have to travel via the Ansob Pass. This again is just a magnificent road that takes you through the pass. We're always grateful to be traveling from Dushanbe to Kyrgyzstan because we are against the hillside and not on the edge of where that sharp fall is on the road. So that's a bonus doing the direction that we are doing. See
That is
vendors
true.
alongside the road.
That is
Yeah.
true, Jo. Being my first time travelling through the region, there is a bit of travel by road, especially through Kyrgyzstan. But the scenery is phenomenal. It is breathtaking. And you are correct. The roads are actually, a lot of the time, sealed, mostly sealed. But it is nice being on the, away from the drop. So you do feel safe. I felt safe. I didn't sleep much, which I normally do when I'm traveling in a vehicle, because it was just breathtakingly beautiful. It really was.
And we do a couple of little stops along the way. So we do for our photographers, and we also go through an amazing tunnel, a 5-kilometre tunnel built by the Iranians. When I first went through it, there was water leaking through it. There was no lights. Now they've done some upgrades, the full lighting of it, 5 kilometres long. So it's just really, even that's an experience. And it's just really, really interesting how the tunnel was made. And to get there, getting through the tunnel, we get to Iskandakul Lake. And again, this is just a peaceful lake that, visitors always come here, but very rarely do you see another group at the same time at this beautiful lake. And you can stand by the water's edge and just have a look at the mountains.
Sorry, Jo.
No, you're right, is one of the oldest cities in Central Asia. I think from memory it's either 2,000 and 2,500 years old. But it's the trade center of Tajikistan. It's just a really lovely city to visit. There's a mosque that we go into, which is ornate, and they're happy to have us come in and take photos. Again, there are some restrictions in this tour in regards to conservative dress, but nothing too much. Just you ladies below the knees or skirt below the knees, no singlet tops, and maybe a scarf. But that's only at a couple of locations. But
And the good thing, Jo, is Jo will let everybody know the day before whether they need to pack another pair of socks because you're taking your shoes off, or if you need to have conservative dress or carry with you your scarf, 3/4 length pants. And that's the nice thing. You really don't have to. You get instructed the day before what the following day is going to entail, so you can prepare accordingly.
Yep, exactly. So, and for whatever reason, if someone leaves their scarf behind, they've always got something available, a sarong or a scarf at the mosques or the cathedrals anyway. So they're very accommodating. They want us to go in and have a look. Panshambi Bazaar. And so that is Thursday. The name Panshambi translates to Thursday Bazaar. An amazing experience. We have a look from over the top. We don't necessarily have to walk through it. We can just go upstairs and just watch people doing their trading. As you can see on the left, the lady making sure that the meat is fresh. She's got her nose right in there. I just want to let you know that she did purchase that lump of meat. But again, the marketplaces are so clean. You know, if you've got any concerns at the meat place where there might be smells, there's nothing like that. It's just really clean, and the vendors are happy to see us. You might want to buy some nuts or some fruits, dried fruits, and they're always happy to do a little bit of bartering as well, which is really, really common throughout all the stands, is bartering. The next stop is Uzbekistan. We have a border crossing. So this is a land border crossing. I meant to say back Kyrgyzstan and to Kazakhstan, there was a land border crossing. Here again, we do another one. It is something that, again, border crossings are an experience. That's probably one of the main things that I kind of tag along as a manager, because they can be a bit overwhelming at times, but generally speaking, everything's fine. And you get through there fairly quickly, or as quickly as what the other people lining up can get us through. Tashkent, I think Vikki can tell you how she felt coming from the previous 3 stands into Uzbekistan.
What I love about the 5 stands is Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan and Tajikistan all have their own feel. And then you hit Uzbekistan, and this is where you really feel like you are on the Silk Road. This is where the minarets and the mosques and the domes and the colours, everything that you see or have seen previously, this is where it comes to life, and you start to feel like you're on the true Silk Road. So whilst every country has its own personality, once you hit Uzbekistan, you really get that camera out, and it's just beautiful.
And I think too, we go through, we call it the 5 M's, the minarets, the madrasas, the mosques, oh God, well, I've forgotten to it, marketplaces, and I've still missed another one. But some people kind of go, oh, not another one. There's such a variety in what you see, the different structures, the different architecture. There's not really that many that are repeated throughout the tour. There's a great mix. As you can see, we've got the Navoy Opera House and Amir Timur's park. So we get a great mix of different structures that is really good. With Tashkent, again, they do lots of good memorials. It's not good, but they're very proud of their memorials. They were devastated in an earthquake back in the 60s, I think I can recall, all banding together and rejuvenating their city. So there's a mixture of Soviet architecture and modern architecture, and again, that's something different other than mosques and minarets and madrasas. So, and of course, we have great ceramics in Tashkent as well. That you can purchase, have it sent home by DHL. So yeah, it's really a great city for your first city of Uzbekistan. You're still not into that; it's more modernized. It's the earthquake, of course, but then we get on to wonderful fast train, the Afrasiab from Tashkent to Samarkand. We stay in Samarkand, of course, and then head off to Bukhara on the train again. As you can see, your luggage does not go on the train. It will be delivered by road. Hopefully a better vehicle than that. Vikki, can you help me out there?
Yes, yeah. So the morning that we depart, our luggage is transferred separately by road in a much better vehicle than shown there. And that just gives us the comfort of getting on and off the train and not having to worry about carrying our luggage. And then when we do get to both Samarkand and Bukhara, our luggage is waiting for us. It's already in the hotel. So it's a nice little convenient thing that we sort of include.
I've seen other groups having to struggle with their bags getting onto the train. The trains do run to the very night of the departure, and it's people trying to get their luggage up onto the railings or the storage area, and
which is very limited.
It is, and it's just fantastic that we don't have to take our luggage on the train. So that is excellent. yeah, in Samarkand, look, beautiful shiny blue domes, the mosaics. It is the heart of Uzbekistan. It's the heart of the Silk Road. There's so many things. It's like walking into a dream, I think, with Samarkand. Registan Square, we can visit at night time. They do a sound and light show, which is very, very patriotic and interesting. But the colours, the way they light up the madrasas, is just beautiful, and it's really worth going. You'll see many locals going there every night at 9 o'clock. Just to meet Westerners. So it's kind of their little night out where they'll just come along, and while we're there, they'll want to chat to you and say hello, get photos taken with you. So yeah, it's fantastic. We go by train from Samarkand to Bukhara. Bukhara is probably a little bit more worn than Samarkand. So, it's still got the beautiful blues of the mosaics, but it's kind of obviously further into the desert, and it is just something that I think I remember a guide saying, it's worn but wise. So Bukhara has just again got different places to visit, like the Citadel Arc, an incredible fortress that is just hard to explain, but we get taken through there. They've actually done a few little renovations so that we can go out on the top of the arc and see the city. But it truly is an incredible place. And behind the arc is what's called the Bug Pit, which we don't have a photo of, but it's the Zindan prison, which we'll take you to. And there's quite a story behind that prison as to two British officers that were imprisoned there, and it's pretty horrific in some ways. We move on from Bukhara. Oh, I suppose one of the things that's very different in regards to Bukhara and coming into Khiva, Vikki, is our dining options in regards to some wonderful rooftop terraces that we're going to recommend and perhaps take our guests to. So I think the first one was in Bukhara, correct?
Yes, sorry. We probably haven't put any photos of her, but that is one of the beauties of the region, is at night. It's gorgeous being on all these rooftops where there's restaurants or even a pre or post dinner drink, and the views, you just feel enveloped by this amazing scenery, and you really actually do feel like you're part of a place rather than just viewing it. The weather's gorgeous at night as well, so it's one of the highlights.
And I think in Khiva, as the next photo will show you, we walk down the street and everyone's just interested in talking to you. So generally speaking, if you say hello to most people in all of the stands, they'll say hello back to you and they'll show interest. In Khiva, they grab you in a nice way, and they are just so keen. So these ladies found me in one of the laneways of Khiva, just was desperate for a photo with a Western woman, and just absolutely delightful. And if you notice, they're not actually smiling. When they don't particularly smile when they're taking photographs, because most of those ladies have these amazing gold teeth, and they find that is not what Western people want in their photographs. So they actually rarely smile with their teeth. But when you're talking to them and they're laughing with you, you can actually just see how gorgeous their teeth are. So they just probably won't do it for a photograph.
So true, Jo. They would have these amazing smiles and laughter, and as soon as you bring your iPhone out or your camera, they smile, they close their lips. So for them, that is a really happy photo. They just don't smile with their teeth. Thank you for explaining that, Jo.
Yeah, they're smiling and laughing with us before and after the photo. So they're not doing that under duress.
Wonderful.
And of course, Kiva, I mean, there's always opportunities to shop along the way with stalls, markets. Markets always have clothing, food, different wares. Like in Kiva and Bukhara, they have jewelry. It's magnificent jewelry. If you're after a knife or a pair of good scissors, they have fantastic blacksmiths. We can watch the lady on the right there, or I think it's a lady, it could be a man. They're probably either baking samosa or it could be bread in that kiln there. So it is just, and we can stop and just purchase some freshly hot bread, which is perfectly safe in regards to eating, where we take you for our restaurants and for our meals. Some people say, don't have salads on tour or, eat specific food. Everywhere we take you is safe. And there are salads available if you want salads. And I have eaten them for many years in regards to, being healthy during the tour. So it is, there's that horrible photo that's popped up, that blue photo. But yeah, please feel very comfortable. We've done a lot of research in regards to what restaurants to take you. Wow, we're nearly there. Hang in there. It's our last stop, Turkmenistan. I'm saying this in a nice way. Turkmenistan is weird. After you've gone through all of the stands, you end up with the beautiful, weird Turkmenistan. People are still beautiful, people are still friendly, food's great, our guides are magnificent, and even our guide will actually say we're a little bit different. So our first stop in Turkmenistan, after a little bit of a longer land border crossing, you have to be patient here. It's actually quite a process for coming from Uzbekistan into Turkmenistan. Turkmenistan are very, very strict. Their government is extremely strict. So things slow down a little bit for Turkmenistan. But I must say that on this border crossing, Vikki did find a friend in one of the officials, and he is expecting her back in August next year. So she really did a good laugh with him, and I'm hoping that he's on duty when we go back there next year. But Turkmenistan, Kunyu again is a place where on the left you see one of the tallest minarets in Central Asia. There could be a bit of competition, so I'm not going to say it really, really is the tallest, but it's still a structure that is just amazing on how it's built and is still standing. We see lots of locals on their pilgrimage through this site, and again, they're very friendly and willing to take photographs with us and ask us questions. And Ashgabat is the marble city, the white marble city. You'll see lots of white marble. I do believe it's in the Guinness Book of Records as being a city with the most marble buildings. But again, we have all these monuments. Some of them are roundabouts that are just, it's totally different. All these different huge roundabouts with all these monuments in the middle of them. So again, we move away from perhaps minarets. We still get a big mosque in there, which is truly amazing. And we also go to this horse stud, which you'll see these magnificent horses that have been bred, and like they're tough horses. They have had to go through life, having to carry the soldiers, having to traverse landscapes that our horses probably wouldn't even be able to do. So it's really tough, beautiful horses. And this wonderful gentleman on the left is very hospitable and will explain everything to you. You may even want to have a little ride on one. Not on your own. They will be led. but it is just still a magnificent experience. We go back into history with Old Nisa, and just see some amazing, an amazing structure there. And you'll actually see remnants of this Parthian site, little bits of vases and chips of things that they've just all put together, and people just leave it there. But you can see just remnants of what used to be, and it just really is amazing. So yeah, it's fantastic. And again, with all of the stands, the meals that we take you to are amazing. I know in Ashgabat, we really do have a wonderful experience where we go up and overlook the city again in the night time, and it's just the light. It's amazing. So, I just want to thank you again, Vikki and Jamie, for inviting me to be a host on this tour. I've actually loved reliving the whole tour again just tonight. I will do it again over and over again, and I really do hope that those of you that are on the webinar with us, please come along, because I guarantee it will not disappoint you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jo. Thank you, Jo. Thank you so much for taking us through the 5 stands. It was visually, it was a visual journey, and as part of the journey, Croydon Travel put together bonus inclusions. I just want to run through them very briefly. It's just those little extras that we include, like all the tips, the home to airport return transfers, a local currency pack so that you can buy those little trinkets. And you have Jo, a very experienced tour manager, travelling with you for the entire journey. Then, of course, we also have our experienced local guides. Along with that, I won't go through all the key inclusions. They're included in the brochure, but it's everything from air-conditioned coaches to hand-selected accommodations, guaranteed early check-in. You've got your daily breakfast plus 23 additional meals included. They will be a balanced mix of lunches and dinners depending on touring. We know that we don't want to sit down for 3 huge meals a day. It does take up too much time, and time is valuable, especially when you're travelling on a journey such as this. So take a moment to go onto the Croydon Travel website. The brochure's online, or contact us if you haven't already had a look at the brochure. We have got the early bird special, which is still on. There are only 6 spots left on our 28 August departure. It is selling wonderfully. So please do, if you are interested, call us tomorrow, drop us an email. We'd love you to secure your spot before it sells out. And while the early bird special is still on, plus there's also the refer a friend for anybody that may want to travel solo with a friend, or have, other people that they would like to travel with. So there's a little incentive there as well. It is a journey well off the beaten path, the well-worn path, thoughtfully hosted so you can simply enjoy the experience. I really hope you've found the webinar informative. We're here in the office tomorrow if anybody wants any more information. And it's truly was an amazing experience for me, travelling through the 5 stands for the first time. Thank you, Jo, for accompanying. Thank you, Jamie, for your time this evening. And yeah, hopefully we can liaise further in the near future.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. We'll send this out as a recording to people tomorrow as well. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. See you in August.